So I'm doing a water fast. I really wanted to challenge myself and just test my self-discipline. And I also wanted to see if the health benefits that other people had experienced would happen myself. What is a water fast? No food. You have no food, nothing that has calories whatsoever. You're really not supposed to have anything but water. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon to my water every now and then just to keep me a little interested and to get a little bit of flavor, because this is going to be difficult. You want to try to preserve as much energy as you can, meaning no strenuous exercise, because you are not giving your body enough food supply. It's going to have to resort to other energy sources, and in turn it's going to have to try to conserve a lot of energy. So I want to talk about a few benefits that I've seen in other people's videos and that I've read about in research. It supposedly increases your sensitivity to insulin and leptin. Both insulin and leptin are hormones in your body. Insulin is what regulates your blood sugar, so by being more sensitive to insulin, you're going to be able to keep your blood sugar lower and just be able to regulate it better. By being more sensitive to leptin, you're going to be able to feel fuller and understand your internal hunger cues a lot better, because leptin is the hormone that tells you when you're full. Ultimately, these hormones just become more effective in your body and you become more effective at using them. It also aids in protecting the heart against free radicals, but the benefit that I'm most excited for is to successfully harness my willpower, to test my determination and see how far I can push my mental capabilities. I am ecstatic to be trying it, and I really want to successfully do it, and that will be the ultimate prize to me. There are also some risks and side effects that come with those benefits, one of which can be dehydration. Your body can actually become a little bit dehydrated, or maybe severely depending on the individual, because every single day the food that we eat contains water. So if you don't compensate for the lost water from food, then you might actually become dehydrated. So you need to make sure that you are drinking just as much as you were drinking in an average day, plus a lot more, because you're lacking the water from the food. These are the most common side effects that people have been experiencing. Diarrhea, headaches, difficulty sleeping, a very odd smell, they say, which I guess kind of makes sense because you're like excreting everything that you have in you. Bad posture because of how weak you are. Your body's trying to conserve energy, so you're going to be a little bit hunched over. Weakness, of course. Lack of motivation, irritability, that hangry feeling that you get. Apparently it's supposed to go away within 2 to 3 days, but I'm always hungry, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see. And muscle cramps. But the muscle cramps normally comes due to dehydration and a lack of electrolytes, which is why I am going to be taking some of the Himalayan salts into my water fast. What is happening to your body when you are going through a water fast? Your body's preferred source of energy is carbs, and then fat, and then protein. First, my body is going to use up the carbohydrates that I have stored in my body. That will probably take roughly 24 hours, in and around that time span, and then it's going to convert over to fat. Once my body is using fat for energy, it gets into ketosis and it starts using the ketones for energy. My body will be able to sustain this for quite some time. It's not until a little bit later, probably around 3 days, that it starts to tap into the protein a little bit, which it takes from your muscles. Your brain only uses carbs for energy. It does not use fat and it does not use protein. So once your body uses up all of its carbs, it kind of becomes a little bit foggy, a little bit dizzy, feels like you're hitting a wall sort of a feeling. And then it's going to have to go through other processes in order to feed itself. So that's kind of why you get that weird dizziness feeling as you progress through this. I just want to put out a little bit of a disclaimer. I am doing this for my own experimentation, and I understand the risks and I understand different things that might arise and happen. I am going to listen to my body and stop if I need to, but I definitely don't recommend fasting for a very long period of time without medical supervision. So make sure that you talk to a doctor before attempting this. It is 11:23 a.m. I'm feeling pretty energized. This morning was really no different than an average day for me. Last night, I had a steak dinner and some vegetables for dinner. I tried to keep my diet very keto. I tried to have a lot of protein and a lot of fat and not too many carbs because I really didn't want to give myself too much carbs that it would burn off very quickly. I wanted to try and increase my fat stores so that I would have more energy to sustain myself for a longer period of time. That was going to be my last meal, but I caved. And around 11 p.m., I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna get a Big Mac. I had a Big Mac for my last meal last night, and here I am today. I'm good. I'm a little bit hungry right now, and I think that's only because I know I'm not going to be able to eat for quite some time. So I'm trying to just keep my mind off of it. I have a water for myself that I'm going to drink throughout the day, and that's about it. No interesting news right now, so I will update you when something else happens. This guy here. Interesting. I just wanted to explain that it was super difficult when there were a lot of people that were eating around me, but other than that, it's not too bad. I don't think I'm that hungry. I think I'm just feeling like habit, not hunger. So far so good. Not that hungry. It's really not that long. It's only 5:45 now, so.
Adventure. The Brady. Completely drained. Honestly, it's more mental than physical. I want to say as of right now, I mean, I haven't moved in an hour because if I do, it's gonna be to go eat. So I'm more hungry now than I was before, but I mean,
but that's also time. We're
yeah, exactly.
An hour and a half away from 24 hours. And not gonna lie, I expected it to be a lot easier for the first day. I think the only thing that I was telling Nick that's getting me through is my determination to just complete my hours.
I've had this booming headache, and I've been drinking water, like tons and tons and tons of water. I did the salt for the electrolyte stuff with you. We did that, so I don't know. I'm probably making it out to be a bigger deal than it is, honestly.
Well, it's not an easy task. People love to eat food. I love to eat food, and out of habit too. You just, when you watch TV, you eat food. When you go socialize with friends, you eat food. So it's kind of just hitting that point of pushing past all of those different complications and barriers, you know? The sensation that I have, this kind of feeling in your gut where you have these like hunger pains, that's what I'm dealing with right now, but I'm able to kind of get my mind past that only because I've made a dedication to this, and I've told myself that there are some specific reasons that I want to do this, and those reasons, those goals are what's making me push forward every hour. And it's like it overrules my hunger pains. To be quite honest, my brain's a little foggy right now. Drinking water in place of a meal is not satisfying.
Sucks.
It's just drinking water. You know that you're not eating. You can't trick your brain into thinking that you're eating. It's just not the same thing.
Ness and I are like completely different when it comes to the food spectrum. Like, I'm all about taste, man.
I like taste too.
No, No. No, I like taste. You're just like, yeah, health. Time's moving slower when you're hungry.
Yeah, that's actually really true. Because I don't know. I'm just realizing that there's a lot more time in the day when you don't have to make time to eat. There have been so many points in this day that would have been filled with unnecessary eating, and I'm really learning lessons as this goes on. The determination is what gets me through, though. If you are ever thinking of doing a fast, you have to be determined. So I'm gonna lay down and chill out. This isn't good. It was difficult for me to explain what was happening in this part of the video because I was really sick. But throughout the night, I was incredibly nauseous and my heart was pumping really hard. I started to panic because this was a new experience for me and I knew that my body was trying to tell me something. I had cold sweats that were unbearable and my whole body was shaking. So that's when I made the decision to listen to my body and give it some calories. I ate 1 kiwi and immediately felt so much better. Honestly, I felt so defeated and discouraged, but by definition, fasting is abstaining from food. So even though I broke my fast, I wasn't willing to quit. I decided to keep moving forward with the challenge and counting my hours as normal because I only broke my fast for 5 minutes. So I continued testing my willpower every minute after. Just wanted to give a little bit of an update, so I'm feeling a lot better. I don't know if it was an overreaction last night or what it was, but I feel more energized. I'm not very dizzy. My hunger's quite suppressed. I just have that kind of craving for food, but I'm definitely going to be able to make it today. I think it's going to get more difficult later on in the night once it hits around 9 o'clock, but I'm hopefully just going to go to bed earlier so that I don't really need to deal with it because last night I went to bed at 12 o'clock. So far, so good. I'm going to continue forward.
I'm angry.
Yeah, Nick's been very irritable. He's very angry right now. What's difficult for you?
Stomach.
What about your stomach?
It's growling. Aggressive.
That happened to me earlier. My stomach had these crazy growls. Well, it's nearly 2 o'clock and you've only had one of those. I've had 4. That might be why.